Let's go.
Clearly,
Yes.
Fred Warner is the best Cougar in the NFL. He's the only dude who's been all-pro. He's considered best middle linebacker in the game by a lot of people. Lone Cougar in the NFL Network's top 100 players at number 47. So, who is the second best Cougar in the NFL, Spence?
This is a loaded question, Jarom, and a couple of names immediately come to mind. I think just because of his versatility and everything that he can potentially do for a team, he's now a tight end. And speaking of Taysom Hill, but he started and won a bunch of games as a quarterback. He's got a winning record as a starting quarterback with the New Orleans Saints. So it's probably Taysom Hill, but just for fun, I'm going to throw a couple of guys on the list that we should also consider. And one's way off the radar, but he's been starting and contributing on a really good defense for a while, and that's Michael Davis with the Los Angeles Chargers. Like, Michael Davis is the dark horse guy in this conversation. He's locking down some of the elite top receivers in the league, and he's making a case to be discussed as the second best BYU player in the NFL. Kyle Van Noy's got 2 Super Bowl rings. He's at the tail end of his career, you would think. He's made his way to the Chargers. He's teamed up with Michael Davis, so he needs to be discussed as well. I would like it to be Zach Wilson. Like, we believe that Zach Wilson is going to take that ascension at some point. And frankly, for BYU fans and for BYU's program and for the Jets organization, they want that to happen too. We need to see Zach ascend to be that second best BYU player in the NFL behind, the mastermind linebacker, Fred Warner. So we want Zach to get to that point. Wouldn't mind seeing Jamal Williams make an argument for that as well. But right now, I think it's Taysom Hill. And then how about some love for Michael Davis and Kyle Van Noy, the Chargers?
Tremendous players. And Michael Davis, the guy that didn't even start his senior year at BYU, but has carved out this career in the NFL. Also, he has a cool story as being both black and Mexican, right? When they played in Mexico City a couple years ago, the Chargers-Chiefs on a Monday Night Football game. The Daniel Sorensen finished off with a pick. Michael Davis featured prominently. He has a great story. Yeah, I like all those players you're mentioning. Clearly, Fred's the best. If we're thinking players, if we're thinking coaches, it's probably Andy Reid. So my question is Andy Reid a better coach than Fred Warner as player? Like, probably by a hair, right? But if we're taking Andy out of this equation and what player it is, I agree with you, Taysom Hill. In fact, Pro Football Focus from last year, I looked up the grades just to see where everyone compares. I don't agree with all these grades per se, but Taysom Hill, 75. By the way, he was an 88.7 in 2019, his most effective year in the NFL. Then Van Noy, then Jamal, and then Sione, okay? Michael Davis, PFF was not high on Michael Davis last year, by the way, 54. He was 71.5 in 2018.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think it's Taysom Hill. Obviously, the allure and the prestige and the unique value of Taysom Hill is more interesting than almost anyone else. But Van Noy's still got it, and he's got something to prove now. And when Kyle Van Noy has been sort of challenged and undervalued in any way, he has shown up. Remember, he has a DUI in high school. He doesn't come to BYU right away. He still comes to the Cougars. Freshman little flashes, then he is a superstar after what could have totally derailed his life and his career. KVN could show up big. We hope Jamal's good, but you're right. The guy that needs to be even the best, I would argue, is Zach Wilson. It needs to be Zach. We need Zach to be good. We need him to be the next NFL BYU guy that's really successful. He needs to take a step forward. Unfortunately, the meniscus tear sets him back a little bit, but we hope here in a couple of weeks he's going. And that the Jets, I want the Jets to be good. They've struggled for so long. Can they pull a Bengals from last year and take the ascent, right? You know,
come on.
Come on, our question of the day.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Who's the second best BYU Cougar in the NFL? Let's hear from you and Voice of the Nation.
This is the Voice of the Nation on BYU Sports Nation.
At BYU Pros on Twitter. You can weigh in on Facebook and Instagram as well. This question has a few different answers, in my opinion. Best right now, Jamal Williams. A lot of momentum with Hard Knocks going on with the Lions, right? Best at any point in career, Kyle Van Noy. Ooh, I would argue Fred has still had a better, in terms of being all-pro. KVN has done some amazing things. Obviously, winning 2 Super Bowls is awesome. But, yeah, if Fred's on the Patriots, he wins 2 Super Bowls as well. Maybe 3. And highest potential, Zach Wilson or Tyler Algier or Brady Christensen. Is Brady going to be the second best player as an O-lineman for the Panthers?
Yeah, I love the idea of Brady Christensen getting some love. It's just hard as an offensive lineman to be that elite that we're like, yeah, you're clearly the second best BYU player because of the position that he plays. Like, that's just tougher. It's not a skill position. It's not as highly visible. And so that's a tough road. But I love the idea that Brady Christensen's getting some respect there.
We're doing that with this year's
rolling.
team, by the way, with Blake Freeland. We're saying he's like the second best guy on the team, maybe, right? Yeah.
I'm all for it. Send me lots of BYU guys and put them in the NFL on the offensive line specifically. That means great things for BYU.